So, this is the adventurer I've been reading about in the field reports. I am Melve Blufisfin, Admiral of Limsa Lominsa. On behalf of my people, I bid you thanks for the deeds you have done this day. A token of our gratitude. What worth is high regard without just reward after all? Ha! Since you first set foot in our city, my good friend Badaron and Commodore Rayner have taken turns at regaling me with tales of your exploits. Safe to say, they left an impression. Join me at the coming banquet. A seat of honor at the celebratory feast is the least I can offer the woman who foiled the Sahagin.
Oh! A seat at the feast.
Oh, and don't be late. Your fellow guests will be eager to take the measure of their newest hero, and some do not take kindly to being kept waiting. Till then, may you walk in the light of the crystal.
Hello everyone, so you came in at the cutscene with the Admiral giving me her thanks in my favorite city of Final Fantasy XIV. I know probably some people will disagree with me, but I find the city very relaxing, very straightforward and all that sort of stuff. And you're probably wondering, what is with this video? Why have you done this? Well, it's an experiment. I want to see if people are interested into seeing some Final Fantasy. So I decided to, level up my character, get them up to, level 20 now. And kind of show off some of the gameplay and that stuff, and see if anyone wants a full-on Let's Play of the story plots. So I plan to do, the level 20 Marauder thing and this guy's main story and, call it an episode. And yes, I am Neko Butt, Fluffy Butt. So I am playing a Marauder / Warrior. The Marauder / Warrior, well, Marauder story, I shouldn't say Warrior, story is not really that interesting. I mean, you basically are just a meathead. I'm going to give you guys a chance to read this, my reading skills out loud. So how the game starts off is you pick a class that will put you in one of the 3 starting cities. And when you're in the starting city, you'll have the starting city quest chain. which of course I'm close to the end of it. So nothing, no real big spoilers. Besides, you know, I'm now being treated as a hero of the city. And the Marauder is pretty much, I'm just a meat shield, a big, dumb, axe-wielding maniac, basically. And then after you complete the main story plot for the city, it kind of opens up for you to joining the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. And, you know, it gets more and more in depth as the story keeps getting better and better and better. And I really like the story plot of the game. It is a really well designed story. I find it really engaging. And the only thing that kind of ruins the fun for me is the fact that, you know, it's a paid subscription. And I think a lot of people feel that same way. But that's also why there is kind of a market for Let's Plays of the story plots for the characters and stuff. Because people don't want to pay the $15 a month for a good story. Yeah, especially when you read the dialogue like this. Honor. It's like, okay, the pirate speak is pretty hard to read. Snorted hell out in my nose. I don't think you understand how snorting works. Shot kick, veteran gear. Oh, veteran. I love it. Hero of the hour instead of hero, it's hero. This is another reason why I love this city. It's the dialogue is so amusing. I think everything's in Lower Lamenta, right? Yeah, it looks like it. And this is a trial count. I believe they've increased the trial level to 34, and there is no time period. So once you make a trial account, you can play whatever character you want up to 34 forever. And a big thing is they did improve the class system. So what happened was, let me see if I can find it. Alright, so right here you see the class system. So the classes, you can play all of these classes at once. You can unlock and play and be 100% efficient with all the classes. That's why there's a level bar between each one. The old system actually kind of forced you to do that. So as a Marauder, I would have to level up a Gladiator as well. And I think there was a few Dark Knight abilities that added into the Shield Profile class job list when the expansion came out. I can't remember, so don't quote me on it, but I think that is what happened. So what happened was we had all these abilities. Yeah, I think Shrink was something that the Dark Knights had instead. So what happened was these abilities that you needed to grab and unlock in order to maximize the effectiveness of your tune. So ability like this, I believe, was the Warrior / Marauder ability. Rampart, I believe, was the Gladiator and Paladin ability. Low Blow was definitely Warrior. Provoke was Paladin, Gladiator type. So you had to level up each of these classes to get the skills necessary to use them in your main character. But now they've made it so that, yeah, I believe this is a Dark Knight ability. Yeah, that's a Dark Knight ability. So even here, you had to then level up a Dark Knight in order to make your warrior better at being a tank. But now they have removed all those special abilities from the classes themselves and put them in that unique job role pool. So everything here was originally on, at one time or another, on each of the 3 tank classes. But they've removed it from the tank classes, so you go to your actions and it won't ever be here. Instead, you'll get just the new tank stuff. Same with your traits, and your job is, of course, the warrior. And your job never had any shared abilities. Thank you, little kitty girl. I really like the party. I thought the cutscene for all that stuff was going to be a little later, so that's why you kind of started up in that cutscene. Now you're also probably wondering, how do you level up a class? If you've already completed the main story in this area, and let's say you've done all those other quests out here, like this guy's quest and that stuff. Well, that's what the leaf system is for. So I come over here and I talk to the person, and I take the quest from them, and basically every hour or so, is it an hour, every 2 hours or something, you get an allowance. So you get a quest. And as you can see, it gives you some pretty decent XP in Gil's the currency, and a bonus object. And that was the main system of how you leveled up the alts you would make for your character. Now, because of the big changes, this system has kind of been obsolete. But don't worry, you really won't missing that much. You can still do it. It's just a bunch of little minor mini quests, and they repeat the same subject over and over and over again. think I just need to put on the fancy shoes and then it will auto change my outfits. Oh. Now, disciples of the hand and of land, these are your crafters. So, you know, you don't even need to be a PvPer or PvEer. You can come in here and just play the game as a crafter and just craft your heart's content. And a lot of people do that. Let me see if I can find one of those type of people. I got the fancy boots on, but why do I not have the rest of the outfits? So this is usually where the crafters hang out. So you'll see people... Oh, and he just failed. Oh man, that sucks. Well, he succeeded that time. So yeah, this guy is, I think, doing either blacksmithing or goldsmithing. No, it's probably blacksmithing. I think goldsmithing, they have a different tool set. And it's pretty cool. So you can wear a lot of crafting gear for in-game. That is another big thing, is the crafted gear from players is kind of on par with the game gear you get from dungeons and raids, which is really unheard of in most MMOs. I really like that fact, and you definitely want to at least have someone in your guild to be an alchemist and a cooker. And I believe that the whole switching up the shared job roles affects this as well. So it used to be you had to level up each one of these in order to be effective at doing one profession. If you tried to just go pure blacksmith and try to craft something for blacksmith, you'd end up breaking your gear, the items, a lot. It was horrible. I don't know what they were thinking with that system, but I'm really glad that they... I don't know what they were thinking with that, other than, I guess, trying to pad out the game. Now, I'm not an expert on the game, not by a long shot. Yastola, waifu!
Brothers and sisters of the sea, join me now in honoring this woman for her services to our great nation. May the navigator guide and protect her on her journey, till sea swallows all. These pirates you encountered with the tattooed faces, they call themselves the Serpent Reavers. Their ranks are formed of cutthroats and madmen who have pledged themselves body and soul to the primal Leviathan. From what we have gathered, They sought to swell their numbers by spiriting away any soul unfortunate enough to cross their path. I need not tell you the depth of the animosity between us and the Sahagin. How any seaman worth his salt could devote himself to the fishback's god is a question for a more temperate mind than mine. But, thanks to you, our citizens may once more go about their daily lives, safe in the knowledge that they will not be dragged into the darkness by those execrable curs.
Such an extraordinary glow. This is one of the crystals of light.
By the Navigator.
After our encounter with the Google, you had a vision, did you not? Of a towering crystal. You bathed in her light.
Yashtola's conclusion is clear, and I see no reason to doubt it. You are the vessel of a higher power. This being from your vision was the Mother Crystal. Your description matches what little we know of her. And if she has chosen you, then your deeds may yet shape the fate of nations, as once did the deeds of the Warriors of Light. Know you the tale? Like you, they were not of these lands, yet they fought to protect us all against the corruption of the Primals. When the Gallian Empire began its conquest of the realm, these heroes joined the Grand Companies and helped reforge the Eorzean Alliance. And at the Battle of Cartano, they took the field beneath our banners to fight for everything we hold dear. It was on that day, in the midst of that hell, that we lost them. Every soul who survived that battle will never forget how it was to fight beside them. We are proud to call them our comrades. Yet whenever we try to shout their names, the sound dies in our throats. And whenever we strain to see their faces with our mind's eye, naught but their shadows appear to us, set against a blinding light. Ask any true Eorzean who knew them, and the story will be the same. It is for this reason that we call them the Warriors of Light. When I look upon you, I cannot help but be reminded of them. Keep that crystal safe. In time, I believe the Mother Crystal will make clear her reasons for bestowing it upon you. Heed well her words, adventurer, for it is Hydaelyn herself who speaks.
The story in this game is really well written. It starts off slow.
Flames to the fore! Victory belongs to the bold. Show those Imperial whore sons what we're made of!
The left flank buckles. Divert the barracudas. Bid them hold that position, though it costs them their lives.
The Yellow Serpents are in need of succor. pray, send the white wolves to their aid. The adventurers risk life and limb for our cause. We must not fail them.
Is aught amiss?
No, it is nothing.
Bloody hells! The barrier won't go down so easily! Eyes forward!
We are being watched.
Something wrong? No. Well, maybe we're being watched.
Raging Bull, calling Bloodthorn. Bloodthorn, respond! Respond, damn you!
What's up, Shay?
Oh, shit.
Ah!
Raging Bull, this is Mad Snake. Respond.
Ryder, this is Raging Bull. What news?
Crap.
We're surrounded by a blaze. There is no way out. Go.
Who's a trickster?
Mad Snake! Mad Snake! Answer me!
Snake!
Damn it! Damn it all to the seventh hell!
What of the barracudas? Can they not be reached?
Sorry, Admiral. Shell's not working.
What of our own?
I cannot say, my lady. That monstrosity appears to be disrupting our communications.
We must keep trying. Call till they respond.
Yes, my lady.
Admiral, General, we can do no more. We must give the order to withdraw.
I will not forsake Louis Soir.
General, please. Victory may belong to the bold, but there will be no victor this day. You know this to be true. Let us not sacrifice lives in vain. The adventurers fight bravely, but to no avail. Let them withdraw, and let us be the ones to stand with Louis Soir.
Belay previous orders. All Maelstrom units are commanded to fall back, effective immediately. Give the foreign levy priority. Let the main host cover their retreat and bring up the rear.
Damn it! Relay the order. All flames are to withdraw. I don't care if our link cells are useless. You still have a working pair of legs, don't you? Well, use them, you bloody half-wit!
The outcome of this battle was long since decided. Better to retreat now than risk a massacre. This dark, stifling presence. Who or what? We go to take our place beside Archon Louisoix. To your positions.
Kasbamul, Sogin Wese Tonsul. Logalo, Asawad Deken Bet Mubut. Imarat Way, Kiskatogas Wadadons. Seasonigem, Fistun the only Lamra Satai Dawn.
So sorry about that. What happened was one of my friends who I host started to come on, which ended up causing that noise in the background, and you could hear her voice. She's probably off doing some World of Warcraft. That's what she's been doing the last X amount of weeks. Which I don't blame her. The Legion is a pretty good expansion. They really learned a lot from, well, Mop and Warlords. So after this cutscene, we're gonna take this, end this episode, and I'll do the actual combat episode next. Nickelbutt, it's good to see you. It is confirmed. The Admiral likes to look at Nickelbutts. I know that's not what the dialogue says, but it's just so funny having all the major NPCs either call me Nickelbutt or Fluffy Butt. One NPC actually was like, Fluffy Butt, it's good to see you! So that another reason why you get to do the Scions of the Seventh Dawn after the main story plot for the city is because you cannot leave this sector of Eorzea until you get done with the main quest for the city. Is it me, or does she look like she's a lion? She's got a lion face. I mean, am I the only one that is seeing this where it looks like if you were to shrink a lion's head and stick it on the body of a human, it would look something like this? And yes, I understand some people might want to point out that no, you don't have to unlock the airship to travel to the rest of the game. You can actually do that by running through high-level zones and getting yourself killed a dozen or so times. Actually, I don't even think that would work now that I think about it, because you always will end up respawning to whatever ether shard you what's it called? Whatever ether shard you've bound yourself to. So that would definitely put a big damper on your thing, because you would end up just rezzing up again and dying again. Let me just get out of the city and we'll end this episode. I think the ninja is pretty well designed for, well, not the ninja, but the rogue. When I say a class, I'm usually going to talk about either first their main class, their, what is it? you know, the basic class or the job. So the job is something you later lock out at level 30, and you get to put in a soul crystal. And that's what turns the class into a job. I really hate Uldon. Just because it's so big and I get lost all the time. But at least now they put arrows on the game, so it's a little easier to get in. That honestly was not what I was wanting to, well, the person I was wanting to talk to, but oh well. Where is she? Knee deep and lower. I hate that place. Well, this is just going to be like a two-part video. Well, not two-part video, but, you know, it's going to be two videos for a single series. Showing off some of the low-level gameplay. Oh, what's this guy? Oh! Okay. That's something later on in the game you unlock. You unlock the PvP, you unlock hunting, and you unlock a lot of things. So the more you play the game, the more it opens up, and I actually enjoyed that aspect where it's not overwhelming you right off the bat, but it gives you enough to do off the bat that you feel compelled to continue to play the game. So I'll end this episode here, and we'll come back in with the combat mission.